Hi, Mom. It's me, your son, Lennon. You don't recognize me? Why not? I know it's been a while, but it's me. So I just want to tell you about the story of what just happened to me. Um, today's a festival here in India. It's a celebration of the god Ganesh, who is the Indian head god. And it's actually I think it's a week or 10 long day celebration, and they build all these immaculate floats made of mud that are beautifully decorated in honor of Ganesh. And then at the end of the celebration, which is today, they march all of those floats to the ocean and they sink them in the ocean. And it's a huge party, basically an extravaganza out on the streets the whole time. It's like a parade and a dance party with drums and everything. So I went outside just to check it out. And quickly, some of the younger guys, some teenagers or young men, got me into dancing with them. And so we had a dance off, and it was kind of like a dance battle, a little back and forth. And I danced with a bunch of different guys, and this obviously attracted a lot of attention because I'm like the only white dude around, and I'm a spectacle. So more and more people start coming in, and pretty soon we're blocking the whole street. And then the cops came, and I thought they were coming to break it up, but no, actually they came because they wanted to put me on stage. So they brought me down another block or two, and there was some religious leaders, and they were up on stage giving a speech in the local language, and they brought me on stage and put this big wreath around my neck and put some paint on my face and gave me the head wrap, and I also had a gold scarf, which I eventually gave to a younger girl. And then they had me sit down, and after a while, they had me stand back up again and asked that I would just give a short speech about my experience in India. And so I just talked about how it's been a dream of mine to come to India for a long time, and how I don't know much about Indian culture, and most Americans especially don't really know much about Indian culture, but this experience has helped me to learn more about Indian culture, and I can bring that back to the West, and that hopefully some of the deep spiritual wisdom that is part of this culture, that I can bring that back with me as well and help to spread an awakening across the world. And there was a nice guy who had lived in Australia for many years and helped to translate my message, and it was really pretty interesting. And then the leader remarked that about some 60 odd years ago, a leader of theirs had went to America, and it was on this same day, September 11th, and it gave a very similar speech about how the Indian message can help the American people. And he basically was glorifying me and saying that I was duplicating that speech now some 60 odd years later. So that was pretty amazing. And then they did this whole ritual for me. They burned incense and smashed coconuts on the ground, and threw all these flowers in the air, and like spun me around and put more paint and stuff on my face, and it was crazy. And then we all started marching towards the beach together, and it started off with a small group, but more and more people gathered because they want to see who's this crazy white guy who's dressed so elegantly, obviously, and what's up. And so I honestly felt like I was the president or something, or some famous celebrity, because I couldn't go more than 10 feet without shaking somebody's hand, without getting my photo, selfies and hugs and high fives and everything. And the leader, was trying to keep the parade going along, but I kept accidentally stemming the flow of traffic. So that was basically it. I walked with them for a couple kilometers, and the beach is much farther than that, and they felt it was time for me to head back, and I kind of agreed. So I parted ways, got some nice dal, and dal was Indian food, and started walking back. And it took me a long time to walk back too, because when you look this gorgeous, everybody wants to stop and know, where'd you get that killer out?